Welcome to True Crime IRL. This is the Murder Minute. One murder in 1 minute. And I'm your host, kelliberensbrink. This is the double homicide of Willard Woodring and Richard Buchanan. On October 9th, 1960, Willard Woodring, 42 years old, owner and operator of a house of prostitution, commonly referred to as the Hawkeye Hotel, and Richard Buchanan, 49, a customer, were shot and killed during a robbery by a young male gunman in a black leather jacket who was accompanied by a young redhead in a lavender dress. It wasn't me, I swear. Police immediately launched a 3-state search for the man and the woman. They were thought to have been armed with an automatic pistol, and they were driving with an Illinois license plate on their car. Police were satisfied that the motive was probably robbery, although $600 was found in one of the victim's pockets. Although there were several eyewitnesses of the killers, and many reports of them being seen even after the murder, the murders of Willard Woodring and Richard Buchanan are still unsolved today and remain on Iowa's list of cold cases. And that's your True Crime IRL Murder Minute. One murder in one quick little minute. And I'm kelliberensbrink. Stay tuned for a full episode coming out soon in just a few days. But until then, lock your doors, people. Even if you run a brothel, lock those doors. Lock that brothel door and don't get killed. Don't open it for redheads in lavender dresses. Just lock it. Lock it. Bye-bye. This is your True Crime IRL Murder Minute, and I'm your host, kelliberensbrink. And this is the story of the Death House of Greenwich Village. There's a beautiful brownstone brick home that blends in with all the others on West 10th Street in Greenwich Village. But the history that's taken place inside its walls is anything but beautiful. 22 people have died in the home, referred to as the House of Death, and a few of its tenants are said to still reside there in the afterlife. Several well-known names have dwelled at this residence, including Mark Twain, who is said to still haunt the building. Some pretty horrific things have happened here, including famous former attorney Joel Steinberg beat his partner, Hedda Nussbaum's 6-year-old daughter to death in the house. Steinberg was convicted of first-degree manslaughter, but was out on parole in 2004. Besides this tragic death, the house was also the site of numerous suicides and other tragic and mysterious passings. I'm kelliberensbrink, and this has been your Murder Minute, the Death House of Greenwich Village. So, are some houses just cursed? Or is this all one crazy bad coincidence? I don't know, but what I do know is that you need to lock your doors, people. Whether you live in a brownstone, a farmhouse, or a mansion in the hills, but especially if you live in a house of death, lock those doors. Bye-bye. Welcome to True Crime IRL. This is the Murder Minute. One murder in 1 minute. Hosted by kelliberensbrink. Let's get right to it. This is the story of Gertrude Baniszewski, the torture mother. In 1965, police found the emaciated body of 16-year-old Indianapolis resident Sylvia Likens. You've probably heard about her before. She was covered in cigarette burns and sprawled out on a filthy mattress in the home of 37-year-old Gertrude Baniszewski. According to Indianapolis Monthly, Sylvia and her sister Jenny boarded with Baniszewski because their parents were carnival workers and traveled a lot. The girl's father paid Baniszewski $20 a week in exchange for housing his daughters. If the money arrived late, Baniszewski took out her anger on the girls. Eventually, she focused her beatings on Sylvia alone. Baniszewski was the mother of 7 children, all of whom lived in the house and partook in the violent and sadistic attacks against Sylvia. Neighborhood kids, some as young as 10 years old, were invited to join, and watch. No one reported anything. Sylvia was beaten to death. Baniszewski apparently forced a neighbor to call the police and tell them Sylvia ran away. When police arrived to the home, Jenny Likens, Sylvia's younger sister, apparently whispered to one of the officers, "Get me out of here and I'll tell you everything." Baniszewski got 20 years in prison and then was released. She moved to Iowa, changed her name, and died of lung cancer in 1990. The others, who were mainly children, all got away with short sentences, if any. A big F you to Gertrude. We never wanted you in Iowa anyway. This has been the Murder Minute. One murder in 1 minute on True Crime IRL with Kelliberensbrink. See you next time. Until next time, lock your doors, people. Lock your doors. Lock those doors.